Well, this road's getting a little ugly, huh? Yeah, this might be beyond the capabilities of my truck. Hey everybody, welcome back to my Shoebox Adventures. Steve here. Yeah, just out running around. The rain finally stopped. So out running around in the desert, having fun. And I think I've gone about as far as I can go on this road. I wanted to do a little Q&A, a little get back to that question and answer. Questions and comments, do a video, talk about all your wonderful comments on the last couple of videos I've put out. And before I get myself stuck here, I'm going to turn around if I can and find a nice flat spot where I'm not blocking the road in case guys come by on their side-by-sides. I was going to walk up the road here. Let's take one more look at it before I give up. Yeah, I've already put some scratches on my new truck, I'm sure. Some Arizona pinstriping on the sides. But this is pretty much a riverbed. We've had so much rain the last week. You can see, you know, the ground is still wet, and there was a lot of water running down this area here. I'm not the first vehicle to come up this road. You can see tracks in front of me. Those are not mine. But it's getting more and more narrow and more rugged. So I think I will turn this bad boy around. You know, wait for a different day when I've lifted it up a little bit higher and put some real off-road tires like those KO2s I had on my Chevy, and then we can have more fun like this. But I don't want to. I just love doing stuff like this. To boldly go where I have no business going. That's where I came from. I'll go back that way, and then we'll have a discussion, right? We'll do some questions, some Q&A, some questions, some answers, some comments. Stay with me. I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm back. Got out of that sticky situation, went a little further than I should have. This truck is not lifted as high as my my Chevy Colorado, my Z71, and of course I don't have the nice off-road tires on here yet that I had then. So future projects. It is four-wheel drive. It got me in here, but I keep forgetting I don't have the ground clearance, so I go further than I should sometimes. But that was fun. Put a few scratches on it, breaking it in. So let's get down to business. Let's talk Q&A again. Let's talk about the comments from last week. Now, I've got to talk about comments that came from my comment video, shall we? There are quite a few of them. I don't want to dwell too long, but I'm looking through here. And for instance, let's see here. First of all, thanks you guys. A lot of you just gave me a thumbs up or a smiley face, that kind of thing. That really helps the algorithm. Appreciate that. But some of you have a lot to say and a lot of questions here. Like, for instance, Jane Bray 9392. And she's got quite a few things to say. She says she likes my product reviews. That's nice because a lot of you don't, I know. Thank you, Jane. But she also asked a question that I think is probably going to come up. Might have to do a special video. My new truck, my Sierra, she's asking about what kind of MPG I get, what kind of miles per gallon do I get on a half-ton pickup truck pulling that trailer. Well, this has got the Baby Max, the little Duramax diesel engine. Now, keep in mind, my Chevy Colorado had a little V6, right? It was a 3.6-liter V6. And this has a straight 6, it's just a 3-liter. So it's a smaller engine, but it's a diesel engine. This doesn't have as much horsepower, I don't think, as the Chevy Colorado, but it's got more torque. And that's the secret number, torque. It tows really well. It seems much more powerful. But the gas mileage. A lot of people don't want to buy a pickup truck, especially if it's their daily driver. They can only have one vehicle, which is me. I was shocked at the gas mileage that I get with this. Just for example, I went on that 1,200-mile trip from Phoenix to Quartzsite to the California coast, back to Quartzsite, back to Phoenix, pulling the trailer the whole time, plus the back is filled with stuff as much as I can fill it. I got 18.2 miles per gallon as an average over that entire trip. 18.2. I notice when I take the trailer off, if I go maybe a 6-mile run to Costco, or if I've got to do that, I'll get 27 miles per gallon. So if you're not towing, if you're using it as a daily driver, a half-ton pickup, getting 27 miles per gallon, that's quite impressive and something I wasn't expecting, so I'm very happy about that. So Jane, I hope that's good news for you. Anybody that's thinking about getting a half-ton pickup instead of getting the giant V8 engine that might get, I don't know what. I don't know, so I don't want to say. I'm guessing 12 miles to the gallon. This will get you up to they claim, I've looked into it since, some people are claiming 30, 32 miles to the gallon when they're just driving it around, not hauling anything. And 18.2 miles per gallon over a trip like that, that's just outstanding. I was getting, and keep in mind, I was going 15 or 55 miles per hour with the Chevy trying to get good gas mileage, and I didn't want to overwork my engine. So 55 miles an hour. This I've been driving 70, 65, 70. I'm not comfortable. I could go faster. I don't really like towing faster than that. I think it's, I just don't like it personally. No judgment. You guys drive as fast as you want. But before I was only doing 55, sometimes 60. That was really topping it out. Now I'm doing 65, sometimes 70. And I have to admit, a few times I went 72, 75 because of traffic situations. But to get that kind of gas mileage and get there that much faster is just remarkable and delightful. So I'm very happy about that. There you go. Thanks for the question, Janie. We can talk about this later and we'll see how it's going. But 18.2 was my average towing with a full bed, you know, and the back seat's full. It's just outstanding. It's wonderful. So there you go. People say, I loved it. Thank you very much. Great video. Thank you very much. Oh, we're talking about, we're jumping around. You guys are going back in my library and looking at older videos. This one's not that old, but it's nice to see. So the questions aren't just about my last video. Here we've got my potato patch video question. Excuse me, I was smoking some food on my little Z-Grills tabletop pellet grill. And this question is from Dennis. He's wondering about the price on the tabletop Z-Grill. He found it for $289 on Amazon. That's an excellent price, I think. I'm not sure what I paid for mine. I bought it online. He said he found it for $198 as a Black Friday deal. Yeah, you might be seeing this video on Thanksgiving maybe, which is the day before Black Friday or Black Friday. If you can still pick it up for $198, that's super. And if it's the same one I've got, I highly recommend it. Yeah, pick it up for $198. That's almost half of what you'd pay for the Traeger. So thank you, Dennis, for your question. Yeah, Z-Grills. Tabletop smoker is the same. I'm telling you, the parts are interchangeable. I know because I bought my son the Traeger. We went camping together side by side. Parts are interchangeable. Brad Scott wants to know about the mice. He wants to know how the mice are getting into my truck. I've had mice problems. I had them before on the Chevy Colorado. You guys watched me go through that. And they just climb up the tires. They get up in the engine compartment and they'll chew on your wires. They'll chew on your hoses. They'll just cause all kinds of grief. If you let them get into the wires and screw up your electrical system, that is a very expensive, sometimes practically impossible thing to fix. So keep an eye on that when you're camping. Lift the hood. If there's mice in there, you'll see it. They'll tear up your insulation. You'll probably see a nest in there like I did. And then you've got to do something about it and get them out of there. So that they can even get into the truck. They'll come through your air conditioning vents, through the fresh air vents. They'll get inside your vehicle. And then you've really got a problem. They'll get in your camper too. They'll get in your camper, they'll get in your food. Then you've got mice droppings and hantavirus and all kinds of things to deal with. So keep an eye on the mice no matter where you are. I've never picked one up in the desert, but I've picked them up several times in the high country, and I know people in Quartzsite do get mice. And you can see holes in the ground. When you're camping and there's holes in the ground, there's snakes in those holes, and there's probably rodents, either rats or mice or something. So just beware. Thank you for that. Good question, Brad. You're saying it, oh yeah, William says, my truck must be very aromatic with that peppermint spray. And yeah, it's amazing. Oh, it's very subtle. It doesn't fill, it's not like I sprayed the cab with peppermint. And when I can't smell any peppermint anymore, I want to put some more on there. The peppermint smell itself might not keep the mice and the rodents out, but if you spray that on your wiring, on your hoses, on the things that they're going to chew on, they don't like that at all. They won't chew on it, they won't eat it, and that's what you really want to save if they get in there. They might get in, nothing good, nothing to be found here, they get out. Yeah, Zelda, sorry, I'm still having shingle problems. Zelda, don't worry about me, darling, I appreciate you. You know, life deals you some cards and you got to play the hand you got, and I'm doing great. There are so many people that have way more complaints than I do, way more problems, and especially now, Thanksgiving time, I want to give thanks for everything I've got. It's easy for us to look and see what we don't have. We wish we had this, we wish we had that, we wish we had better health. You know, health is the main important thing. Really focus on that, guys, if you can. Somewhere. Whatever you've got is better than having less than whatever you've got. So be thankful for what you've got. I'm spoiled, I'm blessed. I've got more than I could have possibly hoped for. And Thanksgiving, I want to give thanks. I hope we're all giving thanks for what we've got. Let's see here. Oh, Book Bakery wants to talk about my Iceco APL 35 refrigerator freezer. Yes, she's constantly wiping moisture out of her refrigerator. She asked me, do you have that same problem? Yeah. You're going to get that. Moisture's going to build up inside. It's normal. I think all of them will do that, but I don't know that for a fact. I don't think there's any frost-free 12-volt, maybe the $2,000 ones are. I don't know. I'll probably never know. But it's not a big deal for me. Once the ice gets to where it's visible and it starts taking up space and I'm losing storage, then I'll just pull my food out, put it maybe in the other. I've got 2 fridges. I can go back and forth. I can put some in an insulated bag, do whatever I need to do to keep my food from spoiling whatever's left while I thaw that thing out, mop it out, close it up. They chill down in 20 to 30 minutes. So once I've got that done, I close it up, fire it up. 20, 30 minutes later, the food's back in, everything's good. But yeah, you will have moisture in your 12-volt compressor fridge. Let's see. Tuesday was thanking me for talking about gray water disposal. I hope that was clear. Let's see here. A lot of people just saying thank you, and I really appreciate you actually making the comment. It really helps. Kentucky Lucky really liked Wyoming, my Wyoming trip, Keyhole State Park. Like those showers where you put money in and you only get a certain period of time. Yeah, it does keep people from wasting water. You don't accidentally walk out and leave the water running. You only get a certain amount of time and then you got to put in some more quarters. I have no problem with those showers at all, as long as they deliver some nice hot water and it's not a fortune. I think I got a shower for, $2.50 because I take long showers. What else we got here? Some more thumbs up. Oh yeah, now we're going to talk about my flooded roads and alien rock stacking, huh? Got a lot of great responses from that video. That's the most beautiful area it really is for desert camping. I wondered why were there piles of rocks? Who was doing that the way it was happening? And they went on forever and they were quite, there wasn't just one rock. They were piles. And the bumbling desert dweller says it's coyotes and tarantulas. It's what they do when they get bored. Well, that'd be fun to watch, wouldn't it? That'd be a good nature documentary, watching coyotes and tarantulas pile up rocks for us. Rock on Wings says, my grandkids must love my game show voice. Yeah, I'm glad they like watching my videos. I don't know if it's my game show voice. By the way, if anyone's out there looking for a game show host, now that you touched on that subject, even though I'm old and retired, I'll come out of retirement for a game show. Keep me in mind, guys, when you get desperate. All right, when you want to pay somebody less than a real star. What do we got here? Oh, my friends at Gone Again. Yeah, Rick and Linda. I didn't see that you guys commented. I'm going so old and blind. Thank you for watching and commenting. Yeah, Gone Again. You guys watch Gone Again, right? Rick and Linda, they're fabulous. Those guys are real boondockers. They get out in the middle of nowhere. But he's not a big fan of rock stacking. He says it's about the same as someone throwing a beer can on the ground. Yeah, definitely. Not quite that bad maybe, but yeah, disturbing the natural beauty, don't do it. What else we got here? Jane Bray 9392, you're back with a comment on my flooded roads and alien rock stacking video. Jane, you've got some great comments here. She says she's familiar with the area. She loves the Ironwood National Forest. She has a friend named Steve from Desert Adventures. He lives there. He takes him up the mountain on a 4x4. There's a hang glider airport there. It gives quite a show on the weekends. I'll have to look forward to that. I haven't seen that. And there's a gas station close by that sells propane, and you can get water there too. So, yeah, so you can hang out there for 14 days and get supplies close by. Ooh, she's got an FJ Cruiser. If you guys are familiar, that's a great off-road vehicle, Toyota FJ Cruiser. Love that. And she's got a 12-foot Taylor coach, a 2,000-pound camper. Oh. So she would have gone through that puddle. She called my Deepwater disaster a puddle. I love it. That's hilarious. Yeah, I just didn't know how deep it was. These tires are not aggressive at all. with my luck, I would have got stuck. It would have been embarrassing and really a horrible situation. No one came by me. I never saw another vehicle the whole time I was out on that road. So in the future, yeah, she called it a puddle. I'm gonna go back and see if I couldn't have crossed that puddle after all. But made for a fun adventure. Thank you, Jane. Yeah. All right, Mike Wilson gives me 5 stars on that video. Thanks, Mike. Got to get together and camp, guy. Let's see here. What else we've got here? A lot of people have been out there. I was unaware that was there. Again, we're talking about the Ironwood Forest National Monument. Sooner JH travels. He spends time there. And he knows about the Steve guy that Jane talked about. Okay, so I'm out of the loop. I will definitely be back there. All right. Robert Chandler says, awesome video, beautiful views. Thank you, Robert. So, scale model kit review. He lives in Northwest Tucson. He's retired from the Air Force. And he says, rock stacking is more than likely markers for drug mule cartels. Wow. Okay, there you go. Lookout platforms have been found in the higher elevations with radios and water, hence the availability of cell service once I got up there high. He says the whole corridor west of the I-10 is a drug corridor. Good information. I think that currently we've pretty much closed the border, so it's probably a lot safer, but that's good to know. And that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Rock stacking like that, it was pretty elaborate. And I wouldn't have known where to walk. It's such a thick forest of cactus and prickly bushes. I had to turn around a bunch of times before I found the rock stacking. Just as I was trying to work my way up the hill, I got to places where I couldn't go any further without getting all torn up from the brush. And once I found the rocks leading the way, it was a much easier trek. So yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Steve from Scale Model Kit Review. Gail, good to hear from you. Thanks. She says, beautiful camp spot. Thank you so much. And what have we got here? Dennis ordered a camera. He's another one of my viewers that ordered one of my backup cameras. If you guys watch my truly wireless video, that backup camera turned out to be an interesting find. I will try to remember to put the discount code in the description below in case you guys want to look into it. It's 20% off. And they were having a sale when I did that video, and they were honoring both discounts, their discount and my discount. And so it ended up being quite a huge discount, and the camera so far works great, and it's so portable. I mean, when I'm backing up, it's just magnetic. I just pull it off the back. Go to the video and watch it. I don't want to go into it again, but it's made by Autovox. It is truly wireless. You stick it on the back of whatever wireless receiver up front, and you get a good view, and then you can take that camera, put it wherever you want to see whatever you want, whenever you want. And you can take the you can take the display. I take the display into the camper. Then at night while I'm sleeping, there's no window on the back, but I can see what's going on back there with that camera anytime I want. So it's really pretty cool. All right, enough about that. A lot of you have been watching my best heater for van life. I made the review of that tiny little, what is it, a Cupid butane heater. And for some reason, maybe it's because it's wintertime, it's like I just put it out yesterday. All kinds of people are watching it. The algorithm is throwing it up there, I guess, for you guys. So thanks I'm glad you're all watching it. Somebody asked me, Edgar, he's so nice the way you put this. He says he probably didn't catch it. Number of hours that a can of butane will last. Yeah, you didn't catch it because I forgot to mention it. But thank you, Eduardo, for asking the question. Yeah, I think if you put it on high, and I always, when I turn it on, I go all the way to full, and then I back it off about halfway. I never run it on full power because I want my butane to last as long as possible. The little cans cost approximately $2.25 a piece. Sometimes when you're buying them at Walmart or in places out in the middle of nowhere, they can be $5 a piece. But anyway, I want them to last. And I think if it's on high, and I've never timed it, I think you're only going to get a couple of hours, 2 hours out of a can, and you're done. So I back it off halfway, hoping to get way more than that. But I always get multiple sessions out of a can because it warms the camper up so quickly, especially when I'm using a tiny fan behind it to circulate that warm air. So yeah, okay, so count on about 2 hours. If you're lucky, probably, if you leave it on high. I would back it off and get a little more just so it doesn't cost you so much money. Great little heater, though. Thanks, you guys, for watching it. Here, what else have we got here now? Craig wants to talk about my Yakima rack. Now that I'm out here in the middle of the desert, I wish I could point to it. I'm not next to the camper. But I've got a rack on the back of my camper. You've seen I put my flag mount on it. I put my Starlink on it. In the past, I put a ladder on it. I put escape tracks on it. I carry gear on it sometimes. And I was gonna put my spare tire on it. Now his question is, he wants to talk about the possibility of mounting the spare tire. And yeah, I bought, Yakima makes a spare tire mounting kit that goes on that rack, and I bought that kit, and I intended to put my spare tire on it immediately, and then I kind of got wishy-washy about putting other things. I've got the kit. I still might mount that spare tire, but it's available. If you have that rack, just go to their website, Yakima. You'll see they've got a little mounting kit. It looks fairly basic and easy, and you can mount your spare tire on that rack on the back of your tab and carry it up there. What else have I got going on here? Well, wow, that pretty much catches us up. I tend to miss a few people. If I missed your comment and you're waiting to hear me talk about it, I'm sorry, I might come back to it. Ooh, on that note, Austin Whipple. Austin, thank you for saying such nice things about me on, what were we? We were commenting back on my Catalina State Park video, and you chimed in. You were replying to someone else's question or someone else's suggestion, and I just wanted to say thank you. I appreciate it. I always enjoy camping with you, and someday we'll do it again, I hope, in the future. All right. God bless you all for following along, for giving me so many positive comments. I only had one comment. Let me see if I can dig that up. Maybe I'll address somebody that I couldn't decide if he was being nice or not. But even as a negative comment, it seemed like it might have been kind of, if it's possible, a nice negative comment. Where was that? Oh, well. Anyway, you guys, even when you're not being that nice, are still pretty nice. Yeah, here's James. He's talking again about my best heater for van life, talking about that tiny heater. He says, and I quote, "Yap, yap, 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 yap. It works. Great worst video ever." So James, I don't know, if I just said it works and that was the end of my video, I probably wouldn't have got many views. And sometimes I talk too long. I probably did that just now. But thank you for rating me as a great worst review ever. Great worst review. So if I'm on the top of the pile of worst reviews, and I don't have any delusions about how great my reviews are, I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you, James. I like that. I don't really know how to take it, but I'm not going to be offended. I don't think that's what you meant. I don't think you meant to offend me. Yap, 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 yap. Now that you've said that, let me yap on for another 10 minutes just for you, James. Only kidding. Quartzsite, what's gone on in Quartzsite this last week? Rain, rain, and more rain, yeah. Well, hello, everybody. Just wanted to show you what's going on in Quartzsite this morning. It's 10:30 in the morning, 55 degrees outside, and it's been raining for 8 hours. Yeah, that's right, 8 hours so far. And it's let up a little bit right now, enough to get me out. This is the first I've stepped out of the shoebox all day, and I might not step out much more. What have we got going on here? Here's my little area here. You can see it's been a steady rain, but not, they had a flash flood warning, which is still in effect. So I don't know what the future will bring. It's supposed to rain until 1 o'clock in the morning. So what do we got, another 14 hours or so? My math's terrible. You guys can figure it out. It's going to keep raining for a while. So grab your raincoat and come to Quartzsite. Yep. Right. But wonderful. We're going to have a beautiful spring. We're going to have a super bloom. The cactus are going to bloom. The flowers are going to bloom. The desert is going to come alive come March and April. Can't wait. And I'll show it to you as it happens, because we've had just all this rain. The rain stopped for a Saturday for just enough time for Quartzsite had a festival out at the town park. They had live music, they had food vendors, and all kinds of displays and things, and a lot of people turned out for it. It was really quite successful. A lot of dancing, a lot of fun and frivolity from all the nomads and RVers and people that were out there. So that went on. The weather broke just long enough for that to take place. I went out to check it out. I'm glad I did. And I'm glad everybody did. I was afraid people were going to stay home because there was a potential that it could rain all day long. And it didn't. It held off, and a good time had by all. Now the clouds have blown away for the most part, and we've got blue skies. The weather's warmed up now to about 70, and I think we're good for another 4 or 5 days, and then we'll see what happens after that. So Again, God bless you guys. Thanks for watching. If you can get outside, get outside. I'll see you on the next episode of My Shoebox Adventures. God bless. Take care. Bye-bye now.